My name's Louise Gatenby. I'm the managing partner of the Orcid Partnership, and we're a boutique executive and non-executive firm. So cultural fit is often talked about as the glue that holds together an organisation, so the DNA, if you like. Individuals who move into organisations where there is a comfortable cultural fit will tend to be the individuals who thrive and succeed and are more fulfilled and able to progress with their career. Cultural fit is critical to an organisation when they're making a new appointment. It's really important that a senior leader joining the business shares the same values and the same ethos, the same outlook and appetite for risk, ambition, etc. as the organisation does. I think the flip side to that, and one of the things that I think search firms play a really important role in, is making sure that cultural fit doesn't become a bit of a smokescreen for unconscious bias. What cultural fit is not about is it's not about recruiting people who look the same, behave the same, are the same as the leadership already in an organisation. It's about identifying people who share the same values, share the same ambitions. And I think we need to make sure we guard against cultural fit being seen as something that detracts from inclusivity and diversity. All of our clients will know that there's a really high failure rate with senior level appointments, and a lot of that is often down to cultural fit. If you get the cultural fit wrong, then it provides creates a very stressful environment both for the senior leader joining the business and for the organisation. I think there are a number of big risks to the individual when they make a decision based around poor cultural fit. I think the first one is about their ability to succeed, which is massively impaired by joining an organisation where they're not comfortable culturally. I think one of the other key risks for an individual joining an organisation where the cultural fit isn't particularly strong is the impact that might have on their personal brand. They may well end up with a short move on their CV, which is difficult to explain in the future. As an individual going through a process to consider a new organisation, I think it's really important to consider cultural fit at every step. And there are lots of cues to do that. So, the initial due diligence around looking at an organisation's website, looking at the sort of language they use, the way they articulate their values, as well as the candidate profile that you'll receive from the headhunter that you're working with, the conversation that you'll have and the sorts of questions that you're being asked should give you a really good indication of the priorities of the organisation you're likely to join. So I think some of the questions that an individual should be asking during the process to gauge cultural fit are around values and leadership style. So really understanding the way that an organisation does things, makes things happen, how theoretical are they, how action orientated are they, what's their appetite to risk, how do they develop people, how do they live and breathe their values, to really make sure that you're going beyond the words to really understand the behaviours of an organisation is critically important. I think that the danger for senior individuals who are looking for their next move is that they become hugely engaged with the role and the potential opportunity, and perhaps forget to prioritise cultural fit at all stages of the process. And while that starts out being quite a key criteria, often the desire to get the outcome sort of overshadows that, and I think it can be catastrophic for individuals if they don't keep cultural fit front of mind at all stages in the process. It's much better to walk away from an interview process than end up in the wrong organisation. Assessing cultural fit is one of the most important things that we do as executive search professionals, and it's all about judgment. I'm a great believer, and was taught very early in my executive search career, that individuals will typically talk about the things they're passionate about and interested in. So I tend to ask very open questions and allow individuals to talk. If they don't talk about leadership and they don't talk about developing people, I can fairly safely assume those aren't high up their list of criteria, and the same for sort of values, appetite to risk, financial performance.